This is the Lancer Locker Show on KYNT. Now, let's talk some Mount Marty University athletics with the coaches, as well as your host and the voice of Mount Marty University athletics, Tel Tanner.
We're talking baseball today. We got home baseball coming up in Yankton this weekend, so why not talk with the head coach of the Lancers and head coach Josh Teichroew. My name is Tel Tanner. This is the Lancer Locker. I spoke with Josh Teichroew over the phone a little earlier today, getting ready for this upcoming weekend. Once again, home baseball in Yankton for the first time. Well, I guess for the first time this month, because we actually had February baseball here in town a little earlier this year. They played a 2-day, 4-game quadruple header, I guess, double 2-day games against Mayville State on February 24th and 25th, a Saturday, Sunday back then. But before that, it was April the last time we ended up having home baseball in Yankton. Home conference baseball for the first time in a long time. I can say that. Home conference baseball. That's going to be a lot of fun. Northwestern College here on Friday in Yankton, 2 p.m. at Riverside Field at Bob Tarashinsky Stadium. Northwestern College, 2 and 4:30, a doubleheader on Friday. Then Doane on Sunday, May 17th, doubleheader starting at noon. My name is Tel Tanner. Welcome into the Lancer Locker. Start off, as usual, with our week in review. We got to talk about all things Lancers here, of how the last week has gone. Started off with baseball, since we're already here. Lancers went down to Florida for both baseball and softball teams over the last week. The softball team ended up with a 4-4 record down in Florida. The baseball team had a 5-4 record down in Florida. Both teams had some games canceled. It was rainy while they were down there, but they had some really good wins. They beat Cornerstone University once, lost to them once in a feisty matchup. Beat St. Heights University, a feisty team, 12-2. They beat Lawrence Tech 7-6. They beat Ave Maria 6-2, who was ranked at 15th in the nation, by the way. They beat St. Thomas, who was receiving votes in the top 25, 6-2. And then they did fall in their final two matchups, but close ones. They fell to number 7 Bellevue 9-4, and they took the number 1 team in the nation, number 1 Southeastern University, to 10 innings. They went to extra innings there. They fell on the bottom of the 10th, however, 4-3. It really was a good fight against the number 1 team in the nation, however. Aiden Chang, newcomer this year, ended up with 2 hits in his 4 at-bats, was walked once as well. The RBIs came in from Ryan Bachman, Bodie Waller, and Ethan Wishawn, a Yankton native there. So it was really fun week for the baseball team. The softball team, once again, had a 4-4 record. They ended up having games. They fell to Bethel, Lawrence, and St. Thomas. They split a doubleheader with Cornerstone. They won the first game 6-2, and they also beat Siena Heights University 2-1 and Houghton University 8-0 and 11-2 down in Florida. So they ended up with a pretty good trip as well. The softball team ends up now with a 7-11 overall record. They were scheduled to be playing a couple of games versus Mayville State today and tomorrow. Those, unfortunately, were canceled. They're going to be playing an inter-squad game in their place today. 4, obviously that's already going, and then at 4:30 tomorrow at Sertoma as well. You can catch that if you'd like. Their next scheduled GPAC clash is with Jamestown up in North Dakota on March 23rd. So they've got a little bit of a break now after this one. They're getting a little bit of work at Sertoma now and then tomorrow at 4:30 as well. So you can go catch that if you'd like. The baseball team, after their weekend trip, they are now 14-7 overall. They're about to play their first conference games of the year. In terms of some other sports, talk again about track and field. We're still celebrating the end of the indoor season. We go to the outdoor season now, but the Lancers had 2 national champions. The first 2 indoor track and field national champions in school history. Mason Schleiss, who has also got the NAIA Champions of Character Award, was an All-American and a national champion in the heptathlon, ended up with 5,157 points. Edwin Niamutswa also ended up being an All-American and a national champion in the 200. He ended up running in the 200, 21:04 in the 200-meter dash. Those 2 national champions for the Lancers. We had them in last week. You can still go listen to that play of the Lancer Locker on KYNTV's YouTube channel, KYNTV. Find the Lancer Locker. It's last week's episode of this show. In other sports, the cheer and dance team, cheer ended up going down to the GPAC Championships. They did take 8th in the GPAC Championships, score of 55.61. That's for the cheer team. And the archery team, they've got a big week ahead of them. They're going to be competing in the NFAA Indoor Nationals in Louisville, Kentucky this weekend. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, this weekend, Nationals for archery. I'm hoping to talk with Zena, the head coach of the Lancers archery program, and one of her athletes here next week or possibly the week after about those nationals. We will be talking archery here coming up, though, so don't even worry about it. That's your week in review of Lancer Athletics. A lot going on at Mount Marty right now. Let's go ahead and take a break. We'll come back in a couple minutes now. When we return, we've got the head coach of the Lancers in the booth, Coach Josh Teichroew for the baseball team, talking about this weekend's festivities and, of course, the trip to Florida. Back in a couple of minutes now on KYNT.
Are you thinking of buying or selling your home? With low inventory and higher interest rates, the process can be frustrating. This is Deb Speck with Vision Real Estate, and I'd love to sit down with you and talk about our current market and how I can help you navigate through the process. Give me a call at 605-664-5555 and we'll explore the possibilities.
This is Lisa from Slumberland Furniture in Yankton. Our store is inspirational, modern, bright, and our warehouse is filled with the latest in furniture and home decor trends. You'll find the best brand name furniture and quality mattresses with the best customer service possible. Slumberland always guarantees the lowest prices. See us at 2401 Broadway in Yankton.
When you need to be sure, make it SureCo. Smart Trailer from SureCo is still the most complete line of electric accessories for your grain trailer. Smart accessories such as the 4500 Series HD electric tarp, Pro Trap, and Auto Trap electric hopper doors, and the DriveMax Auger Drive Kit from SureCo both offer convenience and peace of mind for operators. When only the best will do, give us a call at 1-800-474-8756 or find us online at sureco.com. Make it SureCo.
Brandon is super pumped about Runza.
Runza is so sweet.
Especially all their desserts.
Oh, those are the sweetest.
Chocolate, vanilla, and twist ice cream cones, 4 flavors of shakes, chocolate chip cookies, and ice cream sandwiches.
Literally sweet.
Aw, I love your enthusiasm.
Well, I love Runza.
So sweet of you. Come satisfy your sweet tooth. Because Runza makes it all better.
Download the app to learn how to get a small shake for 75 cents.
Ford Truck Month has been extended at Lewis & Clark Ford with even bigger news. We have a great selection of new 2023 F-150s on the lot. We offer up to $10,000 off your new Ford truck. You can buy with 1.9% interest for 72 months, and just added is no payments for 90 days. These are the best deals on new F-150s we've had in a long time. Ford Truck Month now at Lewis & Clark Ford, 4th and Capitol in Yankton.
Caring for the land is one of the most important, fulfilling things a person can do. If you're looking to add more land to your ag operation or refinance existing debt, Dakota Mac can help. For 30 years now, they've been providing long-term, fixed-rate loans for ag real estate. To make things easy, Dakota Mac has an experienced specialist in your area.
Hi, it's Jeff Wolfgram from Dakota Mac. Call us at 800-682-4578 to learn how Dakota Mac products can work for you.
Small businesses are the backbone of our community. CoreTrust helps your business thrive with checking, online bill pay, small business loans, credit card processing, local approval and support for government grants and loans, investments to grow your hard-earned assets, and insurance to protect them. All from CoreTrust, the community bank that's right down the street and everywhere you want us to be. Visit CoreTrustBank.com today.
Member FDIC.
Are you ready for a hydration revolution? Introducing Ghost Hydration, the ultimate drink to keep you feeling refreshed and revitalized. It's packed with a unique blend of electrolytes and vitamins, giving you the perfect balance to conquer your day. And its variety of mouth-watering flavors will make your taste buds dance with joy. Hitting the gym, going on an adventure, or just need a pick-me-up, Ghost Hydration has your back. Experience the hydration revolution for yourself. Stay refreshed, Stay revitalized. Stay ghostly hydrated with Ghost Hydration.
We were founded on innovation and a passion to help our customers. This is Kenny Wicks at Aztec in Yankton. We want our employees to thrive and succeed. Our core values are more than something we list on a wall. The team continues to grow, so consider a career with us. We have openings in a variety of departments: sign-on bonuses, double overtime, immediate benefits like retirement savings, paid holidays, bonus earnings, tuition reimbursement, and more. Build your career with a group that's built to connect from rock to road. Stop by 700 West 21st Street or apply at aztecjobs.com.
All right, back on the Lancer Locker here on a Monday in Yankton. Let's go ahead and welcome in the head coach of the Mount Marty baseball program, Coach Josh Teichroew, fresh back off a trip down to the Sunshine State in Florida. Josh, over the last couple days, you were able to play a lot of games against a couple of top 25 opponents down in Florida. What do you think this trip did for your team in terms of obviously play on the field, but in terms of getting closer as well?
Yeah, Florida was a blast. We played a lot of baseball, varsity and JV. We ended up playing 9 varsity games, 5 JV games. We were there, and it was all in a week span. So a lot of baseball, learned a lot about ourselves, played some really good teams, competed really hard, got some big wins. It was great, man. I thought just as a whole, we definitely came closer together, but it's hard not to when you're around one another on the field that often, living in houses with one another for a week. There's just a lot of things that it makes it easier to grow as a team. That's one thing that I loved about that trip too, is you could just see it, just in the time we were there. But it was a great trip, and the weather was really nice. We had a couple rain delays or lightning delays, but for the most part, sunny, hot. You woke up and you went outside and you could break a sweat just like that. So that was cool. But yeah, I thought we made the most of the trip, and we are hungry to keep going.
Looks like you brought some of that summer weather back with you. We had high temperatures in the mid-70s today, which is just wild, but that's going to be boding well for the upcoming spring schedule. You'll get some home baseball in Yankton over the next couple weeks.
Yeah, that's definitely nice. I know there's been times in the past where we've gone down south, and then when we come back, you get into the winter storms, or you get into the cold temps. So this is kind of a nice transition. We have some sunshine here for these next few days. Hopefully the weather holds up this week. And I know the weekend coming up, we open up our conference season with 8 straight home games. And you know how it is, playing games at Bob T. It's a lot of fun, and it's a great atmosphere. And I'm hoping this weather holds up for us. And I think it will. But yeah, exciting time of year.
Coach, you went down to Florida. Let's talk about the trip and the games themselves. Now, in this Florida trip, you ended up going, I think, 5-4 in your record there, with 1 canceled game due to rain. You had top 25 wins. You took the number 1 team in the nation to extra innings. This was a fun weekend, Coach. What do you think the level of competition you played, how does it prepare you for now conference play coming up this weekend?
Yeah, it definitely prepares us. Like I mentioned before, we learned a lot about ourselves. We can play with anyone. I think our guys, they showed, too, that, when they play for one another and, they play with that toughness and that fight that they showed really all week long, the sky's the limit for us. So that was cool. We had some really good teams on our schedule with Southeastern and Bellevue to wrap it up. Ave Maria, they're ranked as well. St. Thomas receiving votes. A lot of these other teams, like even Cornerstone, Siena Heights, Florence Tech, Roosevelt, they're scrappy programs, well coached, and I think a lot of preparation there, a lot of opportunities for our guys. Just playing that many games in a short amount of time, that's a lot of reps, and I think our guys did a good job with that, and definitely is going to help us here as we get going with our conference season.
You had a 6-2 win over St. Thomas, who was receiving votes, a 6-2 win over Ave Maria, who's ranked at 15, and then you played a couple of top 10 teams. Southeastern University, who was the number 1 team in the nation. I just mentioned it. You took them to extra innings, ended up falling in the bottom of the 10th in a 4-3 final, but man, what a fun game. And how about Noah McCandless on the mound just battling with that number 1 team? He played well, Coach.
Yeah, Noah was sharp. His other start that he had against Siena Heights, I think he had 9 or 10 strikeouts as well. Had a really good trip. And then even Clayton Shipchase, he came in out of the bullpen in that Southeastern game and the Ave Maria game, and he was nails for us too, and that's huge. I think our pitching has really grown over the last couple weeks in this Florida trip. When you play that many games, you got to have a lot of guys get big outs, and we had some guys really step up. And like you said, Southeastern, they got a good team, number one in the country, and we gave them all that they could handle. Really, there's some moments there where I think if we went back and did it again, we would come out on the right side of it, which is exciting for us to know that there's some controllables in there that we clean it up. We beat the number one team in the nation, and even same thing with that Bellevue game. We led off that game with a home run, got it going a little bit early there, and then there's just a couple pitches. Really, it just came down to 2 pitches in that game that kind of determined winning and losing. And that when you know that it's as simple as that, or it comes down to those details, that's going to be big for us. So it was a great showing. And another thing too that most people probably wouldn't have done is, we're playing this long trip and we finish up with 2 nines, wake up the next day, play another 2 nines. That's a lot of games there, and that's a lot on the body. And that's also on the very end of the trip. So we were playing a lot leading up to that. So the fact that our guys fought and they worked through that and they competed as hard as they did, that's huge. And I think we earned a lot of respect from a lot of people, not only who were there, who were playing against us, but even around the country who saw that. Because a lot of teams, they probably would have just gave in. That they wouldn't have been able to fight as hard as we did and compete as well as we did. So that's a big part of our team right now that I'm really loving, and that we got to continue to nourish that and make that a part of us.
Coach, going into this year, this was a year where there were a lot of questions about this program, very simply because you had such an amazing senior class from last year. You had a lot of graduations. Now you're filling some of these holes, and at this point in the season, it's starting to feel like you really just kind of reloaded at some of these positions. In this Florida trip, what can you tell me? What is the identity of this team? What are this team's strengths now that you really, truly know?
I think our biggest strength is fight. Our guys, they fought constantly. We had our backs up against the wall, numerous times, and that's going to happen. That's baseball. It doesn't matter who you're playing against. You got to be able to respond and show that it doesn't matter what part of the game it is. There's more game to be played. There's not a time to the game like there is in other sports, right? The other team they got to execute, and then we have to execute. And you have outs that you have to get, and so on. But I think that's one thing though, is just fight and grit, and we exemplified that very well. Going into what you were mentioning about reloading, absolutely. I think guys who have came in, and even some of our guys who have just grown within our program too, who've came back, developed really well. It's kind of putting all that together. It's really growing into being a fun team and a team that's going to be tough to beat.
Coach, when you talk about the catcher position, that was one of those positions where you just graduated a guy last year who ended up retiring as the all-time leading home run hitter in Mount Marty. Now you bring in a couple of guys this year that are both getting a lot of time, in Shugo Kondo and Aiden Shang, that seem to be really taking the most of their opportunities. What can you tell me about these guys that we're going to start seeing at home from now on?
I'll say that people are going to be they're fortunate. We're all fortunate to have them here and to be able to watch them for the next couple of years. They are very good players. They're going to be 2 of the best catchers in our league, and they are right here right now. So, yeah, we are very fortunate to have both those guys. They've done a great job for us. They can flat out play. They're good.
Couple of your hitters, Coach. Can you give me a preview of some of the hitters we're going to see in Yankton this upcoming weekend? Because once again, you got home baseball Friday. Who's going to be putting it over the fence?
We got a good amount of guys who can swing it. Some guys who many are familiar with: Kiko Nunez, Bodie Waller, Ryan Bachman had a nice trip in Florida. He can really hit too, of course. So you'll see him out there. There's a lot, though. We got a lot of guys who are stepping up. Aiden Chang, Shugo Kondo, even Joe Goki. He's had a really good season with the bat so far. and he's been just kind of hitting the ground running too. I think he's just getting going. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot. I could probably rattle off another 5 guys, but it'll be fun.
Coach, you go to home baseball this weekend. Once again, it's going to be Northwestern College out of Iowa. One of those words. Out of Iowa. You're going to be playing them on Friday.
In like every state, so it's okay.
I know.
There is a Northwestern in Idaho. I know there is for sure in Ohio.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not sure about Idaho, though.
I'm sure there probably is. There's a northwest part of that state too. It's fine. But in the Friday games, you've got Northwestern for 2 of them starting at 2 p.m. and then Doane University scheduled for Sunday starting at noon. Can you tell me about this weekend's contest, what Northwestern and Doane look like, and what you're preparing for this weekend?
Yeah, Northwestern, they're always a scrappy team. They typically pitch it very well, and then offensively, they're going to piece together runs. They pretty team offense type of a team. They're not going to have a ton of guys who are probably going to look to hit home runs, but they're going to piece things together, and they're going to make you work as a pitching staff on our end. We're going to have to execute pretty well and be clean. They're usually pretty notorious for playing clean baseball, so that's kind of their MO. And then Doane's off to another really good start. They've been one of the better teams in our league for the last couple years, and their non-conference season has been kind of similar to ours. We've gotten some really big wins and have done some good things there. So we're excited to play both teams. Both are really strong opponents, and we're going to do our best to be as good as we can be. I think we'll be in a good spot if we are.
Well, Coach, thank you very much for your time today. Your Florida trip was certainly fun to follow back here. I can't wait for home baseball on Friday. Thanks for coming on the Lancer Locker.
Thank you. I appreciate it, Tel.
This is the Lancer Locker on KYNT. Let's go ahead and take a final break. We'll come back, wrap things up here on KYNT in a couple of minutes.
At Pizza Ranch, we want you to pick and choose. This is Annie from Yankton Pizza Ranch, and right now, our online carryout deal is pick and choose 2 or more of select items for just $7.99 each. Choose from a medium 1-topping pizza, a medium cheesy ranch sticks, a single chicken fries, an 8-piece boneless wings, a chocolate chip cookie, a small cactus bread, or 4 20-ounce beverages. Carry these out and your dinner is done. Pick and choose at pizzaranch.com.
New starting wages at Parker of Yankton.
Parker of Yankton is excited to announce a new generous wage increase. This wage increase includes all production positions, assemblers, machine ops, setups, and material handlers, plus a second shift differential. Parker provides some of the best benefits in the area, and in case you missed it, new increased wages. Apply today at parker.com.
Parker, engineering your success.
Powerful changes occur when people unite. At United Way of Greater Yankton, we unite people to activate positive change and to make lives better. Help us build a brighter future for all through access to health care, basic needs, a good education, and financial stability. Learn more about United Way of Greater Yankton, our mission, our programs, and how you can help online at yanktonyunitedway.org. Together, united, we are building a brighter future for all.
Beef, pork, seafood, poultry, and more. All at the Meat Lodge in Yankton. Get top quality meats at great prices. They have specialty items like lamb, brisket, mahi-mahi, crab legs, and lobster. They even have non-meat options like Dimmick cheese, pickled items, seasonings, and sauces. For your convenience, you can call and order curbside pickup or order online at meatlodge.com. The Meat Lodge in Yankton, on the way to the lake on Highway 52.
At Triple Time Rudy's, not only do you get top-notch fuel to keep you on the move, but it's a destination for delicious local treats. You'll find quality South Dakota products like Dimmick cheese and premium meats from the Kaler and Renner lockers. It's your community's pit stop for more than just fuel. Triple Time Rudy's supports schools and events and provides fuel discounts to Yankton's largest employers. For all your daily fill-ups and convenience needs, stop by Triple Time Rudy's at 17th and Broadway.
Carbless handcrafted premium cocktails are a ready-to-drink vodka and tequila-based cocktail with no carbs, no sugar, gluten-free, and only 100 calories. It's guaranteed to be bursting with flavor in every sip. The Carbless Mix Pack is sure to please any crowd with a compilation of all the best-selling ready-to-drink cocktails, including sweet, citrus, and a twist of tequila flavors like lemon lime, black raspberry, cranberry, and margarita. Grab some today. Carbless Cocktails. Less is more.
Looking for the perfect meal that hits the spot every time? Look no further than Boss's Pizza and Chicken. At Boss's Pizza and Chicken, they're serving up piping hot, mouth-watering pizzas with all of your favorite toppings. And that's not all. The crispy roasted chicken is a taste sensation that will keep you coming back for more. Whether you're dining in with family and friends or enjoying a night in, order Boss's Pizza and Chicken of Yankton, where every bite is a moment of pure satisfaction.
Wherever you are in life, you've got plans. You need health insurance for today and for the future. You need Avera Health Plans. Coverage that connects you to community resources, fitness center incentives, and health coaching. You need a health plan that provides solutions for your business and for your family. Learn more at averahealthplans.com. Avera Health Plans, moving health forward.
Well, huge shout out Josh Teichroew for talking with me today. I always love that guy. It was kind of a short notice thing on his end, by the way. We weren't scheduled to talk today. I had something kind of come up and had an opening. So I was like, just sent Josh a text and was like, yo, let's talk baseball. This gives us a good excuse to just talk baseball for a couple minutes. And obviously, he was all for that. I love that guy. I love everything they are doing with that program. And I am looking forward to some home baseball this weekend. Once again, home baseball this weekend versus Northwestern College out of Iowa. Northwestern, 2 p.m. Friday at Riverside Field down at Riverside Park at Bob Tarashinsky Stadium here in Yankton. 2 p.m. will be the start of that doubleheader. Then they play Doane on Sunday starting at noon. This is going to be a fun weekend for baseball. Friday's looking like it's going to be beautiful in the 50s. Shouldn't be a whole lot of wind, but lots of sun. Sunday, the weather's interesting. We'll keep you updated on what's kind of happening right now. But high temperatures in the 30s with wind. That might be a little too cold to play that one. We'll see what happens. They may end up move it forward or back depending on what goes on, but I'm hoping they play it Sunday. We're going to be there for it for KYNT no matter what. So we're going to have all your home baseball action, conference play for the Lancers on KYNT, KYNTV from this point on. If you remember from our Legion baseball tournament we covered last summer, we've got the new outfield camera that gets over shoulder look of the pitcher, so you get the pitcher catcher view and the batter. Oh, it's just great. Great to watch baseball in Yankton from this point on. My name's Tel Tanner. This is the Lancer Locker on KYNT. I hope you enjoyed today's show. We are here every week on Mondays from 5:30 to about 6 o'clock. Let's go ahead and finish up the show here. For the Lancer Locker on KYNT, I'm Tel Tanner. Home